campus.
Yeah, it's a new campus, but also it's not the time because we don't want a situation where we have so many students here. So we do virtual gatherings on Zoom. So all students attend, and then we have events on Zoom. You can see the sanitizing stations also.
Wow, this is nice.
For now, this is a staff area, so we're extending so that we can build more space, so the staff are not crowded at one place. Yeah, so it's the first area.
Something like an assembly of what is here.
No. So when we have an assembly, there's a location called a quad. I'll show you when we're out. But it's a big location that has many states. So that's where our students usually stand around. But the other degrees like global challenges, there's entrepreneurship, and there's international business and trade. It's 3 years.
Okay.
3 years. But since you have the interview, you'll get all those details from our own dean faculty. Also, they're soundproof.
Okay.
So most of when students get in class, they are unable to hear much noise from outside. Yeah, you can see if you look at all the classrooms, you can see there, you cannot hear what's going on here unless you're here around.
Oh.
Yeah, the open space.
Okay, then what do you call it, Fab Lab?
Because Fab Lab is more of like centers where more innovation takes place. So that's what we wanted to go with it, like how fabrication is like to create something, out of different tools. So more Fab Lab is for students to come here and fabricate something, like build something out of your idea, create. You have tools provided for you, but come up with something out. And you see, usually there's Fab Labs across the world. So,
Like if someone comes up with an idea, you do support.
So we connect them to mentors. We also have a lead, student venture program lead. He connects them to mentors, and also he puts them in platforms where they can learn. So we have office hours, something called office hours, where they have chances to have one-on-one with people who can meet them and support them with their business. What can you do next in terms of getting finance or being invested on, how to pitch, so things like that is what they go through. So there's a program that they usually sign up for. So that they can get access to mentors, access to entrepreneurs around the world. So right now, because we're virtual, our team here for Student Ventures program in Mauritius are working together online. So we invite different kinds of people who can virtually meet our students and give them advice on how to pitch a business, how to even seek investment, things like that, how to build a prototype, what next after a prototype, something like that. Regular street. So this is the quad where they'll do the assemblies or gatherings. So collab is more collaboration streets, but it's technically like meeting up, talking, engaging with each other as they go for classes or lunch. So it's an area just for discovery. You come here, you go there.
Okay, now do you have the accommodation facilities for the students?
This campus is non-residential.
Oh.
So we don't have residences here, but we outsource residences outside.
Okay.
So most of us contact hotels, and then specific hotel who now work with our students. So we pay them on behalf of our students.
Of the students.
Yeah, but this is not residential.
Oh, it's not residential.
Yeah.
So do you have any plans of coming up with a residential?
I think that's for our head of college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think for now it's more of the campus of it. And this is just the first phase.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other time we are going to expand into our next phase,
Sure.
just to accommodate the number of students.
Hello everyone, welcome to ALU School Tour as we show you around the place and you get to know more about ALU. So we would love to know about ALU and what it is all about, and when you had to open up the doors here in Rwanda.
Okay.
Sure.
So African Leadership University is primarily an undergraduate university, although we do also have a graduate program and MBA program. We opened in Rwanda in 2017. We currently have about 800 students in 4 different degree programs. When COVID hit last year, we had to transition and move our classes fully online, but we already had a blended model, so it wasn't too difficult for us to transition. This year, because of the uncertainty around COVID, we opened classes online in September, and even though we've now opened our campus back up as of this week, we're going to continue to offer our classes fully online through December. And then in January, hopefully we'll have fully in-person classes.
Okay, then, what challenges were faced amid the pandemic?
Well, obviously the pandemic created numerous challenges, not just for us, but for everybody. The most prevalent challenges that we faced were around connectivity for our students. So when we transitioned from being in person to online, it meant students needed significantly more bandwidth. In the past, our students were doing a lot of their work online, but they were able to come to campus and use our Wi-Fi. When students had to do work from home, it created a lot of issues in terms of connectivity and data packages, particularly for our students who had left Rwanda, because our students come from 40 different countries, and so they were spread out all over the continent.
Sure. How have you been able to overcome these challenges?
Well, we were able to overcome in a couple of different ways. One, luckily, all of our students had devices. Most of them have laptops or smartphones. We worked with the local cell phone providers to provide data packages to our students, and we're also crediting accounts for students who are outside of Kigali so that they can buy data. We also gave data packages to our faculty, since all of them would also be working remotely and having to manage all of their classes online. So we made sure that they also were able to have connectivity at home.
Okay.
We feel we're very prepared for students to come back on campus. We've made a lot of adjustments and changes. We're on a new campus here in Kigali Innovation City, so it's actually the first time we have students on campus. And in many ways, that's a good thing, because it means we get to establish culture right from the beginning with social distancing, with hand washing, with temperature checks at the gate. We're lucky with our new campus, the way it's been designed. All of our classrooms has 2 doors, so we can have an entry and an exit to stop students from kind of bumping into each other. We'll have social distancing in our classroom. Our educational model here is rooted around group learning, peer learning. So we don't have any big lecture halls. So that allows us to keep relatively low numbers in terms of classroom size, which is another good thing. So we're pretty confident about our ability to manage our students.
Oh, okay. So what is the population size approximately here?
So here, currently we have 800 students. About half of our students are Rwandan, and the other half come from around the continent. In January, we'll be taking a new incoming class. We delayed the intake from September to January because of COVID, and we expect to have about 450 students in that new intake. And then in February, we have our first graduation, and we'll graduate about 170 students in our first class.
Oh, okay. Do you provide like the accommodation facilities to the students?
We are a non-residential campus, but we do have 2 off-campus residences that we maintain for a small portion of our students. Most of the housing we provide is for our scholarship students.
Okay. So what makes you different from other universities?
What makes African Leadership University different than most universities, particularly a lot of the traditional universities you find on the continent, is that we, or at least what we like to think makes us different, is that we're very student focused. A lot of institutions have a traditional model that puts the emphasis and the focus on the lecturer, on the professor. And we say that no, education should be student focused. It should be about students learning from each other, about students learning how to learn, and about them being able to focus on their passions. The second thing is that we're not focused on creating students to go out there and have careers or to be managers, but we're really about leadership development. So we want to create the next generation of leaders for the entire African continent. And so we ask our students to come in and embrace a mindset of missions, not majors. So by missions, not majors, we mean we're asking students, what is the impact that you want to have in the world? What is the difference that you want to make? You choose your mission, and then you go out there and you figure out how to address a global challenge impacting not just Africa, but all of the world, and figure out a solution to fixing that problem. And we empower our students with problem-solving skills and toolkits that will allow them to apply that to not just the missions they take on now, but any problems or challenges they face when they leave ALU. We think students that are in high school should really consider ALU as a wonderful option if they're serious about higher education, if they're serious about leadership. We know a lot of students are always looking to the West. They want to go to Europe or to America because they think that's where the best education is. But we're saying, no, that's the old model. In today's world, everybody's looking to Africa to lead. The economy in Africa is strong, the opportunities are strong, and the reality is if a young person like yourself goes off to America to study or goes off to Europe to study, and your best friend is from Texas and your roommate is from Oklahoma or someplace, when you come home, they can't help you in your business. But if you study at ALU and you have a roommate from Nigeria and a best friend from Kenya or Tanzania, and then you start a business, they can help you if you have trouble at the port in Dar es Salaam. They can help you if you want to expand to new markets in Africa. So there's a real value in the network that ALU gives, but there's also a real value in our learning model. We believe, like I said, in creating problem solvers and entrepreneurial thinkers, and that's what the future of work is going to be about and the future of education. So we think that we are a viable option for anybody who's serious about higher education.
And then, how do you assist the students to achieve their dreams once they're here?
So what ALU tries to do, because we're about creating new leaders, is we try to empower students from early on. All of our first year students take a class called Leadership Core. In Leadership Core, they learn about emotional intelligence. They learn about meta skills like leading self and leading others, managing complex tasks, about critical thinking, quantitative reasoning. So we try and empower students with the soft skills and hard skills that they'll need to really excel in the world. And then we give them responsibility. In their first year, in their projects class, they'll work in groups with external partners. So we actually partner them with real companies to solve real problems for those companies. So immediately they're getting real life experience. So a student who comes to ALU will get real life experience from day one, which really gives them the confidence that they'll need in their skill sets to go out there and be leaders in the world. At ALU, we're looking for young people who want to make a difference in the world, who want to be able to give back. Not everybody who's coming in at 18, 19 years old really knows what they want to do,
Sure.
but we do want someone who has some sort of a passion and drive. They want to improve themselves and their communities. We also want students who are committed to do hard things. That's one of the things we say at ALU. We do hard things here, so you have to be willing to study and put in the work to develop yourself, to qualify yourself for that leadership role you might take later in life. So those are the main things that we look at. Students who want to do hard work and who want to give back and make a difference in their communities.